All right, so I had a little like haiku moment today. Thought I'd share that with you. So I'm down in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I went to go see the battlefield today. I'm on my way to Hershey right now. Yay, go Hershey Bears. And anyways, so while I am getting up in the morning, I decide I need a new memory stick. So there's a Walmart there. I figure it's pretty easy. I go there. It's like $10 for, I don't know, like 32 gigs of memory or something like that. So I buy this thing. So I asked the woman behind the counter, do you have one of those pins that pulls out my memory card? And she says yes. So she pulls it out. And I just said, here, I'll do it and I'll install it. She's like, oh, it's okay, I got it. So I just keep quiet and I just say, okay, and figure she knows what she's doing. And she does not know what she's doing. Because as she pulls out my memory card, she breaks the tray. She breaks the side of the tray. Not the whole thing, but just splinters it on one side. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, this is really not cool, because I kind of need that phone, and it has my memory card and my SIM card, and basically, well, it's kind of like my life while I'm down in the States. And if you've ever traveled abroad and you don't have a phone, or you don't have, well, phone's kind of like your lifeline, no GPS, no email, no phone, no text messaging, no internet, all that, it's kind of a big deal. So anyways, so I miss this, and she breaks my tray, and I'm like, okay, so how do we fix this? She's like, oh, okay, well, I'll fix it. And I'm like, well, you kind of just broke it. And she's just like, oh, it's okay, I know how to fix it. So she starts pulling out some Scotch tape, like she's gonna tape it back together. And I look at her and I was like, do you think that's gonna work? And she's just like, oh yeah, I've done this before. I'm like, what, broke shit before, or like fixed shit before? Because this is really important to me. And she's like, it's okay, sir, I've got this, blah, blah. And so she takes out my card, and as she takes out my card, she breaks the other half of the sleeve, or the slot, or whatever it is. And by now I'm like, here's where Chuck goes nuts. And I'm just like, ah! And I'm just like, I'm about to go crazy on this one. And then she's like, yeah, oh, I don't know how that happened. And I'm just like, but it happened. And she's just like, oh, okay, well, I'll fix it. I'm like, how? How are you gonna fix this? Like, unless you have a Samsung store that you can go to and buy me a new sleeve, this isn't getting fixed. Anyways, she tried to do it again, and I let her, thinking to myself, oh, I'll let her redeem herself. And she didn't redeem herself. And the third time I just said, hey, listen, no offense, but do you mind if I just ask for another guy to do this? Like, there's another guy named Tim. Can we just call Tim over? So Tim comes over, and he's just like, oh, okay, well, you can't fix that. But Tim has a better idea. Tim says, you know, I should be able to find a phone around here with that exact sleeve, and we'll replace it for you. So that's what Tim did. His name wasn't really Tim. I'm just making Tim up as a name. So anyways, so Tim fixes it, puts my card in, off you go, phone works. But the moral of the story is, and the metaphor of this is if you're an empathic person, or you want to see the good in people, chances are most times you'll let this woman break your device, which is your heart, your boundaries, your expectations, your trust, any of these things, the first time. And maybe they didn't mean to do it on purpose. And I'm 100% sure this woman did not meant to do that on purpose. She was just incapable. And she just didn't have the tools to do that. And then she tried again with a good heart, and she failed again with a good heart. But it didn't really matter to me if it was a good heart or a bad heart, if the intention was good or bad. At the end of the day, she broke my phone, and I kind of need my phone. And so that was a really, really big boundary to break. And so finally I had to say, hey, listen, I don't mean to be mean or whatever like that, but can we just have somebody else fix this? Sounds like you're having a hard time, and you're not gonna be able to do this. And we did. And I found another person, and they fixed it. So the moral of the story is, find a person who can fix it, the right person, and not the person you would want to fix it, or think that they might be able to fix it because you want them to, or because you think you're being mean or whatever. Now the downside of this is, and I thought about this all day, the downside of this is that poor woman probably thinks, oh, like, because I asked for her to find somebody else that she's not worthy, right? And that's a tough, slippery slope, because it's not my intention to put that on that person, that they're not worthy or they're not capable, even though they're not. But that's a you problem, that's not a me problem. And when it comes to my boundaries and my trust and, you know, my phone, you know, I need that to be the way I need it to be, not how other people are going to view it. And so it's tough, but you really have to be able to say, hey, listen, I need an 8 out of 10 capability, and you seem to have a 5 out of 10 capability. I'm gonna have to find somebody else to do this. And whether that's a relationship or in your career or at school or with your parents or with your kids or whatever like that, that's the end of the story of that. Is you have to find a person who has the capability and not a person you hope has the capability, because they're just going to continue to break your phone over and over again, probably with the best of intentions, hopefully, because if it's bad intentions, then it's a pretty easy miss and get out of there and run as fast as your little legs will carry you. But at the end of the day, that's on them to process, that's not on you to process. So that's my little metaphor of the day that I share it with you. Hopefully you have a good day.